Like, they've kind of gone through some of the top contenders. Now, you can kind of say, look, it was MCoy on an off day. Maybe it wasn't Fnatic's best day, but still, Heretics. This would be such an insane statement if they can take down KC, the team that is at the top of the standings right now.
The team that lost the shifters at the start of the split, the team that lost to LR at the start of the split as well. I mean, there were so many moments where like Heretics should have closed out the game, but they did not, they could not. The redemption arc begins as we move into pick and ban. And it does mean we're going to get a red side first pick here for KC. Dagda, I have seen so many picks for Busio work out well. I would be surprised if Heretics leave up some of those priority supports for KC, I'm just saying.
Well, my eyes were actually going towards Varus, which is now left open, which may have to be banned by Heretics. But I love the read here from KC. They saw the Jarvan ban and know that Heretics are trying to set up for an Azir Orianna trade where the Azir goes across to KC and they can respond with the Orianna. But now you can see, okay, well, actually with the Orianna ban, we're going to leave Varus open. KC now have to decide what they want to try and take here. Is it the Varus, is it the Azir, or the Rumble hover that was there? But now Heretics have set themselves up for 2 prime picks that could be, it looks like, the Azir and the Rumble.
Because, I mean, are those prime picks worth it, I guess, is the only question, because Varus, to me, is the strongest out of any of the picks, just purely because of what we've seen in the LEC, but more so because it's Caliste on Varus as well. He's had some clean games last year. He's already had a clean game this year. Let's see what he can do on the pickers. You said Rumble. Jhin to match the range is the next question from Heretics.
I thought they'd take the Azir, because then you're kind of forced as KC anyway to match top and mid.
Because now you get Azir.
And now they can take
right?
Azir, right? And they can then take their jungler. Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised.
I forgot about this. Yike on this was a nightmare. And if you're playing a range draft, if you're playing a poke comp, how good is that?
So this must have been what Heretics were thinking. It was like, look, if we go Azir, we've left ourselves actually kind of up a creek without a paddle. So instead, we're going to take the Jhin, does well into range. And now if they go for this poke style composition, we can respond with something different for Serin, something like a Zoe that we've seen from Humanoid, something along these lines.
I wonder if that's going to be worth it, though, because then you also leave up Busio has Leona in the pick for long-range engage.
I was honestly Bard
KC.
was the thing that I was
Bard,
thinking.
you're right. This would be a surprise to me, but okay, Neeko's going to be the engage tool. They're going to go in a different position, but also a very good zone keeper. I think Neeko is as a champion right now as Nautilus to close the gap on Heretics side is the choice. But I truly wonder how this is going to round out Dagda, because Sheo is still without a jungler. He needs an answer into Yike's Jayce.
The Malphite is kind of the answer and also does work well with just finding engage tools, right? And Malphite Rumble, pretty strong combo if you ask me, you know? So
you're not wrong.
I'm wondering if that will be one of the bans that go away here. It's kind of surprising to me that we've seen it less and less, but honestly, I think Sheo has looked best on, you know, we've seen the Mundo respectfully banned away, but on these tank-style junglers, so if you end up taking the Malphite, I think you're in a decent spot.
Love the call. Malphite just in the back of my head, just simply because we haven't had the best games on in the LEC, but such a great response. Yike needs to be dealt with. Yike needs to be shut down. Sheo has been a bit of a Mundo jungler so far, a bit of Wukong in there as well. He's played the Jayce himself, so you got to think that the guy knows how to respond to this jungler, as Vi seems to be one of them to close the gap. That's now taken off the board.
Yeah, it makes the most amount of sense. And again, it's the same kind of logic as the Malphite, so wait and see. I am curious what Heretics are cooking up here, though, with the Galio on the opposite side, because I'm not 100% certain what their plan is for the mid lane.
They were maybe thinking that that was going to be a Galio top.
Oh, sorry, Galio top.
No, but you're right. Like, we don't really see it much, so I wouldn't be too surprised. But maybe Canna's going to cook a little bit more, especially since Rumble running into a sign. Okay, it's just a mitigating matchup. Cassante might be the answer for Canna this game. What do you think?
If you really want to get spicy, I think Aurora could work really well. Got into the Rumble. We see it a little bit over in the LCK and LPL. And honestly, you're playing from range here anyway. So maybe that's the tool, but also nullifies the value of a Malphite if you do want to go for with both the Nocturne and the Vibe Ban by adding a lot of AP damage in as well. But what is the call here? We said the Zoe from
Humanoid. You call out
the
Zoe. Please, Team Heretics, you go out with a bang. You play like what I would call a KT-style draft from what we've seen many times from them. Okay.
They take the Aurora. Okay. So that's where I think Canna could have taken that. So I think Heretics kind of with a heads up to say, oh, this is something that could be pretty good.
Can he just go Nah? I mean, Canna's Nah is legendary. Can he go Nah into this matchup? What do you think? What's on the board
other
for you?
option is Gwen. Is kind of a good matchup into the Rumble, but not exactly with the rest of the composition. So, like, you don't really have a lot of members on Heretics that are kind of playing into right now.
But running into the Aurora, the biggest question is, like, what are we going to see from kyeahoo this game? Because K'Sante might just be, okay, I'm just going to take the bad matchup. I'm K'Sante, it doesn't matter. But mid matters so much here. What is kyeahoo going to pilot? The best team in the league. What are they going to run into this Aurora? Do you want range?
Probably something like a Rise or something along these lines, to be honest.
I think so, but Rise is banned.
Oh, Rise is banned,
banned.
actually, yeah.
LeBlanc for kyeahoo. I mean, we saw the Vayne Hover. It was cheeky. It was false.
I mean, he could go for the Zoe if he really wants to, but...
Lock it. Do it.
Is it going to be? Yeah, okay.
Oh, yes. First LeBlanc on the last day LEC. Do we get the... No, we don't. Chill. Everyone chill. We need a jungle. We need a jungle.
Is it Rumble Jungle? No.
Not Rumble in the jungle. Surely not.
I mean, it's
Ambessa makes
not...
more sense.
I think it's still playable, if I remember correctly.
It is playable. It's just about what you think of the comp. I'm going to get you a question answered on that, Dagda, because Ambessa gets locked in. There is single target lockdown here. You're going to have to run me through, because I see a lot of poke on Team Heretics side. I see a lot of range. There's good team fight setup. But do you think they're like a shotgun comp, or what are we talking about
I mean,
here?
KC is all about the poke, right?
Okay,
It's,
KC,
hey, try and land a lot of that from the Varus, from the Jayce, even LeBlanc, like distortion in, Q, ult, and E, and you're just going to one-shot someone, especially if they're already taken low by the rest of the poke.
Yep.
And the good thing about the LeBlanc as well is that she can try and play in fights to match Aurora on flanks. Because a lot of what we're looking on Heretics side is, as you call the point-and-click CC with the Nautilus to set up for the Rumble, to set up for the Ambessa. It is a Rumble jungle, it looks like, as well.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, well, it looks like it from the setup here, so... Yeah, so it's a Rumble Jungle.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's good, because you get the Ambessa counterpick into the matchup in the top side. And for Heretics, all you really want to do is have that combo of picking someone off, finding engages with this Ambessa and with the Nautilus, and hoping Aurora can find some flanks to slow people down so you can play catch-up in the rest of the engagement.
I'm just looking in a bit of solo queue, looking at the build as well. Looks practically the same with Leandre's as well. Ignore Speaker picking Bandle pipes up, but everything else looks pretty practical. So Rumble in the jungle for Team Heretics, and I think what I said came true, Dagda. They want to go out with a bang. This comp is a massive bang. A flash in the pan, because Heretics either live or die with the success of this draft. Welcome to this best of one, where so many teams watch closely. The lives of G2 Lost Tones relying on the best team in the LEC right now in KC, while Team Heretics can change their fate and lock themselves into playoffs.
So we're actually seeing some cool Jayce tech in the jungle specifically from Yike. If you start without a pot, you can full clear into one accelerated shock blast combo with your first strike, which gives you just about enough gold on your first reset to hit 1,100 gold. So then you can pick up the early serrated dirt. That makes you very powerful then when you start to move through in the rest of this. So we'll keep our eyes on Yike to see what his reset looks like, but it's something that a lot of Jayces have started to do.
And also he's going against a comp that doesn't have a true tank. Like, it's really important to note that there is a lot of shredding. KC, it was like this last time. It was like this when Yike pulled out the Jayce last time. And there was just no true tank, Dagda. And guess what? KC got to run away with the game. And from there, he was 10-1 and 11 last time, by the way, as well. 1K DPM is what he pulled out.
Set the record for the largest goal difference in the jungle in LEC on this pick. And a lot of that was because of how Yike and Busio interacted together. Now, you've got a good pushing lane on this bottom side. That opportunity for Yike and Busio to link up together is at an all-time high once more.
Well, that jungle support, the best in our league. And again, they're not just getting that name because they're the top team. It's really how they've cemented themselves in this top position. For KC, it's going to have to start with that bottom lane. We talked a little bit about the Varus being left open, importantly enough. Ignore top for now as the Ambessa gets a good matchup, and as you expect, will get better and better with time, like a fine wine. But Dagda, that bottom lane, that Varus, we're going to find out if it was a mistake to give Caliste his Varus again.
I mean, for Heretics, it's risky, but I think you have to risk it all in this sort of situation. You're trying to take down KC for the hopes of keeping your LEC Versus campaign alive. Keep my eyes here, because, oh, that didn't end up connecting. Because again, like, Yike wants somewhere right now, as he finishes off his blue, to go towards hit an accelerated shock blast and have enough gold for this serrated Dirk on reset. But if there's nobody in the bottom lane, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
True. Stend trying to pull the wave, but he comes close, but this will crash in the end, so nice from KC. Just to get the wave back to a net neutral as well. Notice kyeahoo actually in a bit of a lead as he teleports back to the lane with an amplifying tome, but obviously some good trades there against Serin on the Aurora, and that's what you want to see as a LeBlanc as well, getting your game off to a snowballing start.
Yeah, Sheo going to move in, just get a ward down, matching Yikes, but this is what I was talking about here. Accelerated shock blast combo, hits, gets the first strike gold, and now he's got enough for the serrated Dirk on reset. So just if you're playing solo queue at home with Jayce, this is something that you can't do.
Use the rune, got it. Nice little take on the Raptor camp on the respawn here as well. So for Yike, he'll be at the right place at the right time. Same can be said here as Sheo as they're crossing the map for now. Tracyn getting really good trades up in this top lane, and I mean, again, it was always talked about how Ambessa just a nice matchup into the Cassante. This last minute flex when we've had a lot of Ambessas just go to the jungle was very sneaky from Heretics. So another question as to if this works out. Tracyn really going to have to make the top lane his own against Canna, who's a great weak side player, by the way. That is a tall order, because I think Canna has still been one of our top-tier top laners. It's just about how he interacts with the rest of KC, which is team fighting, and the lane being his own.
But that's why I think Heretics did some kind of messing about in draft to make sure that they could end up with this, because you don't exactly end up with the best jungle matchup for Sheo in this sort of situation, right? Yike can play from range, make it a little bit more difficult for you, and you're not really going to be able to connect on towards the Jayce, but it does open up Tracyn to have a good matchup at the moment. I mean, he's a wave ahead in the CS department, so he's doing a pretty good job in keeping pressure on towards Canna, and that is making it way more valuable at the moment than anything else.
Only utilizing the fact that Yike was spotted moving across mid, going up towards the top camps, and now obviously be clearing towards bot as well. I guess it's also because Sheo's hovering the lane, so giving a bit of comfortability to Tracyn here is in the early game. Nothing much has happened until now. Busio with an angle onto ice, cleansed away from. But this is what we saw on his Alistar the other day. This is what we've seen many times from Busio. He finds these creative, innovative paths through the jungle, and he's where you least expect him. He just pops out of your own tri-brush at a timing where Stend obviously reset.
Yeah, just kind of moves up towards mid, pulls Stend up there, make sure he's sitting around, and then starts to move back. And I think this is where we were kind of saying Busio is so dangerous as a support, is because he knows very well how to play with these small timing windows. You even see Yike again moving in to get vision down. We'll spot out that Sheo was going to make his way towards the bottom side. But if Ice is underneath his tower, like, it sets it up very easy for Yike to move over, just take a couple of pop shots with Caliste, you know, take a quarter of Ice's health bar, but Stend, that's not it.
It's a failed dredge line onto a minion. Caliste is looking for the Q here now. Hits dangerous damage onto the Nautilus. And if Dragon wasn't free before, now for KC it's guaranteed.
Yeah, and you got push in mid as well, so I think we'll have, Stend has to recess. Can't stick around for fear that people are going to come across. Yike, a little low.
Nah, calculated.
Has the help of his team, so we'll all be fine. But this is kind of control in the early stages from KC, playing off these strong lanes, and it's something we've seen very consistently from this team, is their ability to just play from pushing lane in bot into controlling space in this bot side river, stacking dragons, looking for early skirmishes, and there's no different story here.
Speaking of stories, just quick side note, shout out to our production. Apparently the last LEC Jungle Rumble was in 2024 summer, and it was from Sheo, and he lost.
That's not good.
That's not good, no. Let's see if we can right the wrongs. So far, he's losing out a little bit of gold, but it's not much to Yike. I mean, Yike is on the same cancer, but he also got the Dragon, so things are pretty even between junglers. The biggest lead right now on Summoner's Rift is kyeahoo. kyeahoo's up 20-something CS. I think he's bullying the hell out of Serin. He got counterpicked for mid, and it's working out well as Team Heretics are now going to try to do something well down pod. Flash over though, Stend, beautiful. Busio gets out of the way of the rumble into a corner. It's first blood, matched with second, overheating. Caliste dies to the fourth. Ice lines him down and the pins are shot into the ground.
Massive timing exploit there from Heretics. The wave is pushing in, level 6 for Ice, not available for Caliste and Busio, and Sheo has that ult to make the play in the bottom side. Massive swing for Heretics in the bottom lane.
Great jungle timing here from Sheo. And KC are rats caught in the corner.
Because Caliste, if he could clear this wave, will be fine, but he just used his Q, so can't actually clear at the wave to level 6. Stend sets it up, flashing in to make that fight happen. And it's a double kill for the Jhin. And what we've seen is when Ice gets ahead for Heretics, good things happen for this team.
Pentakill master. That guy already a double kill when we talked about their matching range, what the Jhin was in the composition. Ice on Jhin, that chatter knows what's up. I feel like for Team Heretics, this early lead has mitigated what we're seeing happen in the bottom lane, right? Like Serrated Dirk pickaxe already picked up. Yeah, there's poke from Caliste, but now Ice is going to get to that first item sooner. Next Dragon, maybe a reality. And Team Heretics in this 2v2, maybe an even better scenario where they come out unscathed.
Yeah, you do have the cleanse coming up shortly for Ice, which helps out massively. The only downside is that there's no flash on Stend.
Yeah.
And if you end up looking for, you know, Busio to hit some sort of tangle barbs and then the follow-up with the damage from both Caliste and Yike, I think that's where you might struggle here to keep your bot lane safe as Heretics.
Chains after the sigil comes in and the trades. This is what Serin is dealing with. Korean LeBlanc. Oh boy. You know what? I'm really worried, Dagda. Serin's in the pit.
Yike is moving down towards this bottom side, though. Expecting Sheo, I think, to go towards these Void Grubs, but he's actually moving into this bottom side to help protect them.
Something back for KC. As you said, that cleanse is now up and available for Ice. Chain miss there and a whiff from Caliste as Stend gets the hook in, but with the Tangle Bar follow-up as well, Depth Charge has to be used. Curtain Call going to come out. Busio has to block every shot here. Teleport in the flank. Heretics have an angle on Caliste, but the TP is so damn slow. Serin flash between worlds, and he gets both. Another double in the bot lane of trouble.
Bot lane die is the name of the play here from Heretics, and they have been pulling it off beautifully. KC are 0-2 apiece in this bottom side.
Bot is danger right now for KC as we look at a couple of wins.
And it looked like it wasn't the play here from Stend, but he immediately ults Yike, who had actually gone into melee form, so couldn't follow up with the accelerated shock blast onto Stend. This TP comes through, shots raining down from Ice, and Serin, the flash over the tangle barbs was perfect to set up for those kills.
And that was double flash, right? Stend in the first time over the tangle barbs, then Serin. Both these carries are reading the movements coming out of Busio here, and it has given him so much relief in a lane that he was losing so hard. Grub's going to be taken as we come back to live, but for KC, they're down 1,000 gold, sure. Mid is going well, but the rest of the map currently is either on fire or in a very happy place.
Yeah, you're not getting the value that you're hoping for as KC in this sort of position. And as long as Heretics are keeping up this pressure, you're not going to get value that you're hoping for from this poke comp. If it's Heretics that are starting to take vision, starting to control river, you're in a good spot. There's still a lot of wards on this bottom side of the map, though, for KC. And I believe it may have spotted Sheo as he tries to move in here.
A good face check with the clone as well. Stend narrowly avoiding, or rather missing here on the dredge line. But KC under so much pressure on this Varus pick, and it is nice. We asked, are Team Heretics going to have an answer for the Varus? Like, why did they let this open? Well, I think we're getting one now as we look for the top lane 1v1. Canna onto Tracyn, the all-out going to be used. It's buffered. Tracyn does get out of dodge as Canna takes a turret shot, but there's no Cassante 1v1 happening here today. At least not yet.
Yeah, both top laners now more than likely going to need to reset, though. Canna a little bit healthier, so there is a teleport play if you want as KC to go down, but Canna, low mana and no ultimate, makes him a little bit less threatening. You see here, though, KC just trying to set up for that poke. But this should be Heretics.
Look at the way flash dredge line. No setup here from KC. Instead of pick on support, Busio's down. Yahoo was looking for an angle himself, and there is a steal onto Dragon, so KC get double for the life of Busio. But only time will tell if that's really worth it. Team Heretics keep stacking up the gold.
That smite was clutch from Yike, because a kill and Dragon going over would have been a complete disaster, but at least giving yourself a little bit of time here with 2 dragons now for KC. Heretics really would have liked to start stacking those objectives up now.
And Yike, by the way, is just picking up gold piece by piece once again here on the Jayce. No ultis in top laners, so for Tracyn, he should have the edge for now, but Canna looking for the flip, even out of ulti form. It connects, and once again, Tracyn in trouble as Busio on his respawns now come top of the range. Tracyn lucky to be alive, he's running for his life. The setup needs to come through, but there's no roaming LeBlanc. Not yet. Team Heretics looking to cover. Yike still looking for the dive. Tracyn, one more shock blast into hammer form. He flashes, he still gets hit. Equalizer down. Flash away from Yike. Team Heretics on the chase, but I don't know about this one. Canna's going to get the acceleration, get a bit of movement speed, flash away from the dredge line between worlds. Gets to Cassandre, but he needs a bit more damage if he's fallen down, and Serin will complete. Heretics get one back. It is on to Serin again, who's now 4-0.
It's a 1-for-1, but looking at mid, LeBlanc starting to take those turret plates. May even honestly take that mid lane turret as Heretics extend further.
Yike needed his mana back, so he got the camp. Sheo flashes forward, he wants the blood, and with the dredge line, how easy is that? Sheo with a kill up as well in this game. He's getting out of hand as 1v1 between AD carries. He's firing off Caliste, missed the ulti, and Ice is running at him. Doesn't even need to count to 4. The blood is raining, and Heretics are making it flow faster.
Heretics know this game matters, and they are putting everything on the Rift. KC, they're falling apart here.
Yeah, who's going to run out? He's okay for now. Tracyn made the roam down. Nothing down on the bottom side of the map. It's just swapping lanes here so Tracyn can get some turret plating. But Sheo is speeding the game up. I have to say as well, Serin's roams at first it sacrificed so much in the CS department, but it has paid off twice now. That goal's just about even between mid.
Stend is playing out of his mind.
And he is too.
We've been looking at Busio as the best support in the league, like with Alvaro and him battling it out. But Stend has come in and he's flash tango barbs. He's flash engaged onto Busio to set up kills. And he's the one that's setting up these plays on the top side. Stend is playing fantastically here, and it does start off with this kill. Unfortunate for Tracyn with the flash. Yike follows through. But it's here as Sheo manages to hit with the slow that gets Canna into position. Stend forces the flash. And then as they get the kill onto Canna, it's the follow-up here from Stend once more. These hooks have been crucial in setting up for the picks as KC try to take a camp. But again, slows from Sheo, sets up for Stend with the hook. And Sheo's just burning them alive.
I think Yike thought he could get the camp and get out. You know, got the mana, would have his combo up, maybe look for a turn, but a bit of greed from Yike cost him instead of going through the lane. That guy's holy molying out of his mind, and Team Heretics are indeed everywhere. And chat is popping off today. But 1.7k is a concern for KC right now on Ice, who's collectoring, almost going to be IEing. I mean, there is a very fed Jhin in this game, and while there is a tank, it is early enough where I feel like Ice is going to be able to shred the carries.
It has to be on kyeahoo to try and take Ice out of these fights. You still have the curtain call, which is always going to make him a little bit more dangerous. But I think you just need, as kyeahoo, to firmly set your eyes on Ice. Because in theory, the rest of Heretics is going forward, which does open you up for a window. But at the moment, Heretics, they're just not letting go. Serin pushing in on top side, making things uncomfortable for Canna, who's gone for the Iceborne Gauntlet, so good lane matchups and assignments by Heretics to force this. But again, kyeahoo with Yike on the bottom side, trading for the Rift Herald.
Side turret goes down. Herald is the trade. Bit of gold back in KC is important, but it is shared. But these are the two strongest members right now of KC. As you said, kyeahoo needs a bit of gold. I mean, kyeahoo needs to be that threat onto Ice. Completely agree. I am just worried, though, that when we were talking about the angles these mid laners play, that Serin is going to have an equal, if not greater part at this point. He might not have his first item, but there's a Darksteel with 8 stacks, and there's an Aurora who has a Varus to deal with. Like, how dangerous it is to be an AD carry in this game.
It's just because kyeahoo has gotten all the plates, almost all the plates, I should say, in the mid lane turret.
And the
got
CS
a ton
lead,
of them on the bot and the CS lead. kyeahoo, even with 4 kills onto Serin.
I'm actually
kyeahoo
surprised,
still has a lead, right?
I didn't even think about that.
So this is where, again, like, you have opportunities as this LeBlanc. You've gotten an item nearly up to 2. You are quite strong. And if you can pose a threat, you have a chance. And KC already established on this mid wave. Heretics want to try and use this Rift Herald play to draw KC back out of River so they can actually establish themselves.
Poke's not bad. Herald's Horn gives the distraction. It was from Caliste onto Ice, but Ice is having to step up. Remember, he has ulti. kyeahoo gets hit by Serin. That's a big chunk. Teleport not available here from kyeahoo either. Dragon as simple as that from one spell from the mid laner.
Yeah, that's Heretics fighting back. Huge poke from Serin. Nullifies everything. You're still having Canna pushing this top side, so should be able to get the tower. But KC were hoping they'd be able to play that a little bit slower. Serin just shuts that down.
They thought wrong. Tower going to go down to Canna in the meantime. That's something here. But Team Heretics fighting off their ass. I mean, this is a brilliant game so far. Like, if I saw this Heretics all season, what a joy it would have been. What a different story they would have painted. It's like when the fear sets in. You know, Heretics play out of their mind, I guess. I mean, a lot of teams do, right? Quick side note as well. I'm going to keep reminding you all what today's all about, because we still have a couple of teams unconfirmed. We said it at the start. We'll say it again. Heretics literally do or die, obviously. But also, if they win, Fnatic will also lock playoffs. And then G2 will have to fight for their lives at the end as well. And Shifter's also watching in the back. Like, there's so many teams affected by this single best of one, and it will change the whole season and the next 2 months for these organizations as well.
Well, so many of these stories have been written by teams like Heretics stepping up and beating teams that we consider the best in the region, having fantastic performances, and now here against KC, Heretics are doing that once more, and kyeahoo is going to be in trouble.
Finds angles, doesn't get the chains though. It was really sneaky with it with Serin as Dredgeline almost connects as well. Stend gets bound, depth charge there onto a LeBlanc depth charge. He's now connecting against the wall, waiting for the dredge line. Chain also out.
TP though.
The change is going to be coming here from Canna. He needs to stack up the Q. He's looking for the Topos on the way, but Team Heretics already too far away. They got Scuttle Crab as well and Dagda. They're going to run it out. TP was committed and now down.
But they don't get anything for the TP. Heretics, sure, they burnt 2 ultimates, but they'll be back up relatively shortly, and it's a minute until Baron, which is not going to be rushed by KC, and 3 minutes until the next Dragon. So for Heretics, you'll take that trade any day of the week.
kyeahoo has to go match bot anyway, so let's see if it really matters as Tracyn goes back up towards top wave. Ice gets poked out a little bit, and even though Caliste is behind 2,000 gold, I mean, it's still a lethality Varus. It's still a very big poke 80 carry with Yike as well as Chains Corruption connect, and the turret now gone. Stend poured out. He's had a great game so far, but now with his pads down, what can he do? Curtain calls lining down, and Caliste behind his whole team. He gets saved, mid-turret falls down, bit of gold again back for KC.
So KC find the pick, and Stend just not respecting that Chains of Corruption. Ends up getting caught. Heretics have been playing this fantastically, but they cannot give those moments across, especially as you start to look towards these next Dragons coming up. Sure, they got one, but KC, with that sneak away, set up for a 3rd Dragon, potential for a soul. Heretics still need to be very, very careful. This comp can be so dangerous for picks with KC.
Isn't that why it's great though, Dagda, as Ice gets chunked? Like, this comp is so sink or swim. If they get caught out, if they get poked down, oh my god, the fight looks useless. But if they launch and Serin's able to find the pick, we saw Dragon's a freebie, maybe Baron's a freebie as well. All it takes is one shotgun to the face, and the face is gone. That's generally how it works.
Still though, KC all grouped up on this mid wave, and it's just opening up for Serin to push in on bottom side.
Okay, picked up. Oh no, flashes away. Gets out with the blast cone, but I don't think he's out. Yike's still looking for the follow-up. Canna's there, slams it against the wall. Back to the ocean with him, and Stend twice now has been the picking grace.
And now KC looking for Tracyn.
But need a binding to connect here. For the chains, it does max range. kyeahoo gets the stun down. The poke, the range comes in handy, and Yike launches. Hammer time for Yike again.
kyeahoo has been so clean with these chains and setting up the plays. And now you get that top lane tier 2 Sheo in behind Canna, though, wants to try and find some sort of answer.
They need a little bit more, though. Deadly Flourish buffered for the time being, but Sheo's damage is good. Now that he's out of the overheat, he has to keep on going. And with an Electro Harpoon, the slow from Canna's good, but Canna's still Cassante, 2 items strong. It takes more members and more than that to cut through.
KC starting to fight back, 40 seconds until Dragon resets, quickly coming through. kyeahoo, I think, will have Rabadon's death cap, there it is, on his return, which makes him significantly more threatening in these fights. Heretics didn't burn that TP from Serin on the play though, so going to send him top. They still have him to try and move through, and a lot of vision is already established here. But Heretics, I think they're set up a little early on this. KC can look to poke from this position.
Thinking kyeahoo's going to send out the chains because behind him wants Yike again.
TP from Serin down to the bottom side. He's trying to regroup on this objective. But KC have pushed Heretics back, and moving through these choke points is so dangerous as Heretics. Stend, point and click CC with the setup, but it's Canna he finds.
Dredgeline comes in, Canna's out, kyeahoo jumps in, a little bit of poke onto Tracyn. KC to turn the fight, get 3rd Dragon. It's all about this play. Team stand and watch and wait and hope. As Heretics start off the Dragon, if only softly, Dagda. going down very, very cautiously as Busio looks for an angle onto Tracyn. KC line the river. Serin here goes in, Viz tries to make a play, but KC aren't stepping up. Equalizer in the river with the ultimate set up as well. Tracyn, it's a beautiful one. Tracyn's kept them at bay. Heretics have already found 2, and the Dragon. Canna came in to help finish off the fight, but the fight is done for Heretics. And over the wall, kyeahoo, bit of poke, but there's not enough damage. They pounced, they threw, they jumped in, and Team Heretics knew exactly what to do.
Tracyn with a great ultimate to set up that play. Catches onto Caliste, sets up for Heretics, and they immediately turn over towards the Baron as well.
Oh, it's gone? I mean, it's a Jhin, it's an Aurora. We'll go to a replay and come back to that one, but this was a beautiful setup.
Yeah, Busio spends some time marking Tracyn off on the side here, but as soon as Busio steps away, Tracyn able to get with that Rumble ultimate, I think, oh no, she didn't get onto Caliste, ended up onto Yike. And Yike ends up going down immediately, but just doesn't have a chance.
Too many damn circles in League of Legends. Aurora ult, Pop Blossom. We need a different shape. Looking at that fight again, I mean, Busio didn't get to put his circle down because the Aurora ult was there and the burst was there as well. Serin also just picked up the Book of Death. That thing is there, and I can't get rid of that off the screen. Dagda's gonna have to help me as, yeah, Serin is feeling it. And Heretics, another one moment. A Mountain Dragon denied from a Cassante again. And Baron picked up in the replay. Now this is their time. They're going to start picking up gold and make this lead an opportunity.
But it also denies KC access to the map, which is crucial against the poke composition. If you are trying to take space as this comp on KC, it's not a fun time. Yes, you have Canna there, but if he's not with you, it just becomes so much more difficult. And for Heretics, you've got a ton of damage. We just saw it in that last fight. If Tracyn or Sheo or anyone ends up locking you down, it just becomes a very difficult game to play.
It's such a great one from Heretics. I mean, I cannot exclaim that this is their best game of the season right when they need it. And obviously you at home are sick of the stakes, so let's focus on the League of Legends. Let's get to the roar of it and how this game operates from here, because it's 2 dragons apiece. Baron has been used to get these waves out, but it hasn't really done a solid dent. For Heretics, taking it off the map feels like justice, feels like a bit of extra gold, but Dagda, we are starting to approach 3, 4 items here on some of the carries, and I want you to tell me how the next couple of minutes of this game is going to go, what you're looking out for, because things are tense and they're quite even, with a lot of poke being flown out, hoping to get a pick.
Yeah, a lot of this is Heretics staying safe until this next objective. If kyeahoo's able to push on side lanes and then collapse on mid and find a pick on towards ice or something like that, that's where this game can start to fall apart for Heretics. But at the moment, if Heretics just play safe in lane and don't give that opportunity for a pick, it's significantly harder. But Stend is kind of playing with fire here a little bit. He knows kyeahoo is missing.
He's been found out as well. kyeahoo over the wall, chain doesn't connect. Now, as you said, Stend plays with fire because if he gets caught by one chain of CC, the rest follows, he's dead. That's all it takes. Sheo is able to block a bit of damage there. With help of Bastion Breaker, Yike just pops in, but so does the turret. The turret gets popped down as well, and Baron now gets a bit of gold under the wing. It is only about a 1,200 gold Baron power play for now, though, 30 seconds, and with Canna pushing the wave, there's not enough pressure across the map for Team Heretics to actually break another one of these in.
But Heretics kind of got what they wanted. Like, all this vision has been established on this bottom side,
point, actually,
which makes it much more difficult if you're KC to try and move through, because then it's Tracyn who can set up for a play, Stend who can look for the point-to-click CC. And again, if Canna isn't with you, you don't have someone who's very good at taking this base back. So as long as Heretics can play off this vision that they've established and where these waves are settled in the lanes, it becomes much easier for Heretics to play for the Dragon.
I mean, that Dragon as well that stops a poke comp in its tracks, like how much buffering you get, not only with the Mountain Shield, that's obviously the end goal with the Soul, but the individual stats are there. Stend, don't be having available, rather that was Celestial Blessing, but he mitigates some of the poke, and you're starting to see that Yike, although he was quite big and has 3 items, he's not doing really that much to anyone outside of Ice and Serin anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the Seeker's Arm Guard already come through. You've got the plated steel caps there for ice. Like, armor is starting to be stacked up on Heretics, which just makes us significantly less threatening. And it's kyeahoo again that I was saying that we kind of have to focus on, because if he can pop someone, maybe that's the difference. But I don't quite know if he has the capabilities. There isn't much magic resist, which does help.
Oh, Tracyn ran into that. kyeahoo jumps forward with a distortion. Stend got poked out again, and going to retract my previous statement. There's still quite a lot as Caliste is hanging all the way back. This is a fight brewing in the river that KC really want to take and take it before the Dragon has even thought about. Stend not getting hit this time around, but Busio, deadly flourish caught out as he goes golden. Stend is rearing for a hook, straight to line too early. Kurt caught blocked by the clone. A misplay from the support of Heretics. Okay, Dragon still being taken though, but it's about the afterplay. Tracyn hit up, flash forward from kyeahoo, doesn't get the stun up. Tracyn down, chain corruption. Here's the ulti from Serin, and he finds one. kyeahoo is yet no. Team Heretics get the Dragon as well. Triple on the board, and KC are starting to get outplayed.
This game is quickly falling out of their hands. 3 Mountain Dragons against this poke comp, you already called it, Jake, is just gonna do nothing. Like, there is so little damage KC are capable of doing right now. And even there you can see kyeahoo hoping to focus Tracyn, take out one of those arms that are the engaged tools for Heretics, but it cost him his life.
Moly holy, that's a new one for me. I think Serin is playing out of his mind.
Big time, yeah.
I want to see a replay again, but I'm not even sure if we have time. It feels like Baron o'clock in 50 seconds is once again going to be the focus. And yeah, we're getting a replay now. Like, am I watching Serin? Who are you looking at in this fight, Dagda?
I mean, it's kyeahoo's going in initially, but it is the damage from Sheo, the fact that you end up getting that equalizer to set up.
Oh,
Serin pops and then passes back.
Yeah.
Really well played by the Aurora.
Insane play. No one could catch it. No one probably thought Serin would jump into 4 people, but there he stands. Majai's 14 stacks will keep counting as there's no big gold lead from Heretics, but the stats again that Dagda and I both told you is massive. Baron's up in 15 seconds. More to play through here as Stend gets poked from afar, but Team Heretics are still in the driver's seat in this game as River, the fight for vision continues.
Yeah, they're still going to be completely fine. It's Heretics just playing on wave states, not letting KC get multiple angles of attack, and if Stend is the one that's tanking up, he's going to be grand. Like, he's got those shields to come through, has that belt as well, which is going to heal him when he drops low, so it's, again, like Heretics doing a good job of marking the angles of attack for KC.
kyeahoo over the wall. Sheo doesn't get the binding down, and there's Serin again. Serin again! The game-winning play maybe because Baron's up, and Team Heretics have got to pick on the mid lane.
Heretics immediately move over. Sheo's going to start it up. They're trying to deny KC access here as Tracyn.
They're trying to 5v4. Canna gets rooted down. Stend gets poked out. Yike's looking for a target. Sheo is soloing Baron for now. He needs a bit of help as Ice moves over too, but Team Heretics are separated, but it won't matter because KC are pulling off.
No.
Wait, Stend, flash, engage onto Serin. The poke there, and down in an instant goes Yike. Caliste running as well, and they thought, nah, we can keep him from range. But Serin again, lined up with Tracyn, and the Heretics are preaching their message.
Canna reset and doesn't even bother with the TP. He knows that one's gone. And what a performance from Heretics in this game. Their playoff opportunity here if they can win. And they have absolutely taken it against KC, which for the last couple of weeks have seemed like the best team in the league.
They have easily. I wasn't even going to question it. They have been the best by far. This support jungle has been insane, but they have been countered, and Stend is stepping up to the plate. Sheo is having some great equalizers, but Serin on this Aurora is unreal. And so is this gold lead that's now in their pocket. 5,000 just about. Setting up the mid plating as well. Chains of Corruption do land, and here's an opportunity with the chain bars as well on top, but Stend is not taking any damage. Mountain Dragon stats must be the difference maker there, but still a bit more poke to come, but Yike won't be able to land it, while Team Heretics use top as their stomping ground. Yeah,
Tracyn is happy to just reset and match the push from Canna on that bottom side, but there's already pressure on towards the top half of the map. The tower goes thanks to Baron, and now a minute left until potential Mountain Soul. 4 Mountain Dragons for Heretics. This game is just becoming impossible for KC.
And I can't believe Heretics are doing it with this draft as well. They pulled out this crazy, like, you know, sure, like Rumble got first pick. They're giving away Varus though. They gave away Cassante. They gave away Jayce. Because a lot of the time, Rumble gets neutralized in top, but they're like, no problem. We still got Ambessa. We're going to run at top. Yeah, we're going to last pick this Aurora, and it was a counter from kyeahoo. But the map movements from Serin, that double kill bot, and then the kills up in top, completely changed the game.
It's the way Heretics played around bot lane that's been the most impressive. Like, getting these early kills, managing to get that TP from Serin, it has been at the forefront of this success for Heretics. But KC still looking for the poke.
Yeah, who gets some down as well, but Tracyn is just going to brush that off. Dragon up in 15 seconds. Dagda, this is the soul. KC need to stop this for any chance of keeping in the game. Tracyn's going to back here with enhanced recall and come back quick with his teleport.
Mid lane tower falls in the bottom of your screen. KC looking to find that poke, but Heretics entering through this bottom half. You've got Serin on a flank as well, which makes this even more difficult. Busio has to try and match, but I don't know. Yeah, you can see the ping. Serin just kind of moving around this vision that KC have established.
But yeah, who's done a lot on the side? Curtain Call's going to start off the fight, but at 5k, the Dragon is already in threat range. Serin now spotted out by a clone. The Curtain Call doesn't do too much either. And Yahoo gets iced down to half HP. 4.5k, Team Heretics, the fight is skirted out. These equalize down in the back. Tracyn looks for an angle, but it's stolen. Yike's going to die for it though, as Yahoo is found out over the wall. Match, triple flash, they find him. KC now on the run. They've done the dirty work with the Pop Blossom, is kept in place. Best support of the league is taken down a notch as the Heretics are continuing to preach.
It's Dragon for base though. The minions are here, and it's only Canna that is left standing. Heretics have just done it. They have just locked themselves playoffs.
They're the best team in the league. That's what we thought about KC. But what is the best to the Heretics, who now hold hands with the Fanatics alike? We are moving to a different kind of church today. The believers of Team Heretics, step on in. We welcome you. It is a Sunday after all. That Heretics will not let us forget.